So look, we are like a Web3 crypto show, blockchain, but ChatGPT is the latest sort of technological trend. But how can they work together? So let's talk about this. How can ChatGPT and blockchain technology, I don't know, work together?
Yeah, it's a great question, Bobby. So I've been tracking this fairly closely over the last 8 weeks. Again, ChatGPT has been out for around about 2 months, coming into the third month now. And we're already seeing some of the benefits in blockchain as developers are using it for all sorts of different things. So one of the first key things that we're seeing is smart contract development. I mean, it has the ability to create code by inputting your desired parameters, your conditions. It's saving developers time. It's reducing risk and errors. And in addition, it can even generate like responses and natural language explanations on your contract logic. So from that aspect alone, it's phenomenal because it's empowering people that might not quite understand the blockchain landscape, the ability to be able to start to learn and to start to create smart contracts without having a smart contract expert necessarily in the room. That said, it's still foundational and you should never use and rely on it fully, but it's a great foundation. The others like community management. I mean, we're already seeing ChatGPT being used to manage communities, engaging with blockchain projects, talking and assisting with community management, like providing automated responses to frequently asked questions and things like that. Other areas, and look, the list keeps going on, market analysis. You can now ask ChatGPT to analyze market trends for you, look at the conditions of the market and summarize it for you in a way that you might be able to understand, even though you're not somebody who's an expert in the space.
Okay,
I mean, there's wallet
let me just get in here because it's, I mean, it just sounds like it could do anything, which is insane, right? But okay,
Totally.
so just to really understand here, so generative AI, ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is like the brand name, right? Kleenex, but generative AI is like tissue, right?
Correct.
So the idea is that artificial intelligence in this new way, generative AI, can essentially create whatever content you want. And then that means you could apply it to basically any aspect of blockchain technology. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is, because essentially what it's doing, it's analyzing the data and then creating the output based on your commands and prompts. So the old AI systems, I'm not going to call them old, but the typical AI systems are just analyzing and looking for patterns in data, whereas this is actually generating an output based on data. So it's a completely different output that we're used to seeing from artificial intelligence, whether you're generating an image, video, right? Analytics around trades, which is text-based, chat, conversation, voice, you name it. It has the capability to be able to produce any of those outputs at scale and within like seconds.
Right. And this is just the beginning. So that means it's only going to get more powerful, more pervasive, and I don't know, cheaper. So what are the potential outputs? Like anything? Like, are we talking it could create like an entire blockchain? It could create its own cryptocurrency. It could create its own Web3 protocols. Like, is like that advanced?
Not yet. Not yet. There's still definitely a huge element of some human in the loop here. And I think for iteration 1, again, it was trained off internet data, 75, it was like billion parameters of data. The next, there's rumors it's going to be in the trillions. So we're not really going to know the power of the next model, which is GPT-4. However, that said, yes, in hindsight, if you were to think about it, without governance, it could create its entire own ecosystem across any technology landscape, right? Same as Web3, it's a completely different paradigm shift to how we've thought about creating avatars based on prompts, conversational wallets, right? Language-based explorers, like for instance, for the search the unsearchable. I don't know if you've heard this term popping up yet, but like if you're not a blockchain or Web3 specialist, you can't search block and look for the analytics and the information you want. It's got the ability to pull that data out, right? The best trades, the best financial information. Now, if you powered that with the ability for it to self-trade, self-create, self-build communities, interact with communities, then of course you could have something that went rampant and created its whole own ecosystem. But I would like to hope that we don't let it get to that stage. And I think there's a lot that would need to happen before we got to anything that looked remotely like that.
Right.